Hello everyone, welcome to We All Learn Today. I am Rajati, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology from Madurai Svagasi Nada's Pioneer Meenakshi Women's College. So in this video, we are just discuss about C programming, which comes under second unit and second module. So in a previous video, we already discussed about decision making. So today's video, we are just cover looping in C. So first we have to know what are the control structure and control statement. So these are the comes under control structures. So decision making statement, iterative statement and jumping statement. These three comes under the control structure or control statement. So in the previous video we already discussed about decision making statement. In this video we are just focusing on iterative statements. So it have while statement, do while statement and for statements. First we have to know what is loop. So loop is used when a block of code needs to be executed several number of times. So in general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by the second. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements in a multiple times. So this is the terms of a looping statement. So we have to focus on the syntax. So this is the syntax. So if the condition is true means if we need again and again we have to do some process means in that situation loop will be helpful. So next we will know what are all the types comes under the loop. So entry control loop and exit control loop. So totally we discussed about 3 loops. So that 3 comes under entry and exit. So entry control loop we have for and while. So when we comes under the exit control loop we have do while. So let's see one by one. So depending upon the position of a control statement in a program, looping statement is classified into 2 types. First one is entry control loop and second one is exit control loop. So in an entry controlled loop in C, a condition is checked before execution of the body of the loop. It is also called as a pre-checking loop because when we are using the entry control loop, first it check the condition. It won't execute any body of the loop without checking the condition. That's why it's called a entry control loop. And the second one is exit control loop. A condition is checked after the execution of the body. It is also called post checking loop because the body of the loop will be executed at least once before checking the condition, because the execution is first is a statement and after the condition will be appear. So this is the flow chart. And next we will in this one video we discuss about loop type with the corresponding description. So while loop, for loop, do while loop and nested loop. So nested means it's nothing but one or more loop inside. Okay. So first while loop it's called entry control loop, and for is also entry control loop, and do while is a exit control loop. Let's see one by one in a clear manner. So first we have to know what is infinity loop or endless loop. So the infinity loop, a loop becomes an infinity loop if condition never become false. So the for loop is a traditional used for this purpose. Since none of the 3 expressions that becomes for loop are required, you can make an endless loop by leaving the condition expression is empty. Because if the condition is empty means it considered as a true. So that's the statement, the condition never become false. So that time it is called as infinity loop or endless loop. So when the condition expression is absent, it assumed to be true. So you may have initialization or incrementation expression, but C programmer more commonly use for this one. So this is the empty expressions. We have to give for and then two semicolons simultaneously without giving any initialization part or condition part or decrement or increment part. So construct to significant a infinity loop. So this is the example of infinity loop. So it's running because the loop never become false. So now we are just focusing on the first loop, which is while loop. So while loop is the most straightforward looping statement, and while loop syntax in a C program is it's nothing but while, condition, and then statement, which is nothing but body of the loop. And this is the flowchart. So when it entered into the while loop, first it will check the condition. If the condition is true only, body of the loop will be executed, or else it comes out of the loop. So it is an entry controlled loop, and in a loop a condition is evaluated before processing body of the loop. If the condition is true, then only a body of the loop will be executed, and after the body of the loop is executed, then control again goes back to at the beginning and condition is checked. If the condition is true, the same process is executed again and again until the condition become false. So once the condition become false, the control goes out of the loop. If it contains only one statement, then the curly braces are not compulsory. For example, in a while statement, you have only one printf statement, or else only one process, means there is no need to give the curly braces. But they suggest us it is good practice though to use curly braces even we have single statement. So it's optional, but they just suggest using the curly braces is a good practice. But curly braces is only not necessary when we are using the single statement. Otherwise, the curly braces is very important. So better we are using curly braces whenever you are using a single statement or multiple line statement. So in a while loop, if the condition is not true, then the body of the loop will not be executed, not even once. So that's why we are calling this as an entry controlled loop. So let's see the example. So as usual, header file hash include stdio.h and main function. After that, we have the initialization part. So num equal to 1. So here we have while statement. So if the condition is checked whether the given number is less than or equal to 10. So yes, one is less than or equal to 10. So it will go into the body of the loop. So here the body of the loop is nothing but that printf statement and the incremental line num plus plus. So this is repeatedly work until the condition num less than or equal to 10 become a false. So this is the corresponding output 1, 2, 3. So this is the simple way we have to type the value from 1 to 10. So in a normally way, how to use? We have to use printf1, printf2, printf3. So instead of using again and again, we can use looping statement. So this is the reverse of number by using the while. So as usual, header file, main function, and the declaration part, and we are just getting the value from the user, and then we are using the while statement. After the while loop, we have a 3. So this 3 is, we can call this as a body of the loop. And after the process, we are just printing the reverse of number is s. So this is the corresponding number. If you are giving 1, 2, 3 means it will reverse the number 3, 2, 1. So let's see a manual calculation. how to do a manual calculation. So for that we are just taken that while loop alone. Okay. So for example, user give 1, 2, 3 means how it will process. I will just tell you. So first the 1, 2, 3 will be taken because this is the num value. Okay. So num is greater than or equal to 1. Yeah, obviously condition is true. So the body of the loop will be executed. So res equal to 1, 2, 3 divided by 10. So wait. So 1, 2, 3 is divided by 10. So this is called a modulus operator, and this is a normal division. Okay. So res equal to 1, 2, 3. Modulo division 10 means modulus is this. So 3 will be stored here, and here s equal to 0, or in normally first itself s int. So s we are just initializing value is 0. So 0 into 10 plus 3. So 10 is nothing but n value plus 3. So again 3 will be printed, and num equal to num normal division by 10. So here we have 12. So this one is a normal division, this is a modular division. Okay. The same process is here, and now the n value is 12. So 12 is taken as a num value. So num greater first iteration was finished. So this is the first iteration, and this is the second iteration. So second iteration we have num value is now 12. So 12 greater than or equal to 1. So obviously the condition is true. So it will enter into the loop. So res equal to 12. So 12 is nothing but n value. So now modulo division 10 means the modulo division, which is remainder, it gives the remainder. So remainder is 2, and now s equal to, in a previously s value is 3. See, so s value is 3. So 3 into 10 plus 2. Okay. So 32 will be answered, and num equal to num normal division by 10 will be 1. So this second iteration, again the condition will be checked while n value is 1, 1 greater than or equal to n. So here condition is true because y is not greater than 1 but it's equal to 1. So we are just checking greater than or equal to. So condition is again true. So it will enter into the loop. So result equal to 1 modulo division 10, the result will be 1, and s value is 32 because the previous s value is 32. So 32 is applied here, and 32 into 10 plus 1. So result will be 321, and the num value equal to num modulo division 10, which is 0. Okay. So again the 0 is so this is a third iteration. Third iteration was finished, and now it's move on to the fourth iteration. So when it comes to the fourth iteration, 0 is greater than or equal to 1. So condition is wrong. So it will not execute this one. Okay. So finally, what is the s value? 321. So this is the result. Because user give 1, 2, 3, the result of s is 3, 2, 1. So this is the way we have to do the manual calculation. So normally in this program, I will just convey the message to normal division and modular division. Both are used to split up the value. Okay. See here we are just split up value 1, 2 and 1, and finally we are just combining together 3, 2, 1. Okay. So reverse of number 3, 2, 1 will be printed. I hope you understand the manual calculation. And next we are just focusing on the do while. So do while loop is a similar to while loop, except the condition is always executed after the body of the loop. So it is also called exit control loop. So this is the syntax: do and the statement, and then while and the conditions, and must is end with a semicolon. This is the flow chart. So let's see what is while loop, do while loop. So as we saw in a while loop, the body is executed if and only if the condition is true. So in some case, we have to execute a body of loop at least once, even if the condition is false. So in this situation, we go for the do while loop. So this type of operation can be achieved by using do while loop. So in the do while loop, the body of the loop is always executed at least once, because when it comes to the loop, there is no condition. The first line is itself is a statement. So statement is executed first. After that only the condition will be checked. So after the body is executed, then it check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will again execute the body of the loop. Otherwise, control is transferred out of the loop. So anyway, if the condition is true or false, in any cases, the body of the loop will be executed at least once, even the condition is false. So that is the main concept in do while. And one more thing, that's the reason we are just calling this as a exit controlled loop. So do while loop is similar to the while loop, and once the control goes out of the loop statement, which is immediately after the loop is executed. The critical difference between a while and do while is that while loop is the while written in the beginning. So in a do while loop, the while condition is written at the end, terminates with a semicolon. So we already see the syntax. The syntax after the do while condition, it's end with a semicolon. That is the only difference. So let's see some example for a do while. So in the main function, declaration part, and after that do, and then statement. After the statement only, we have a condition. So condition is ended with a semicolon. Okay. So this is the corresponding output. So next, the final third loop is a for loop. A for loop is a more efficient loop structure in a C programming. And this is the syntax. For, first we have to give the initial value, semicolon, and the condition, semicolon, increment or decrement. So first sentence, it contains three processes. First one is initialization, and the second one is condition, and the final one is whether it may be increment or decrement. So three process is splitted by semicolon. So I hope you know, in the infinity loop, the same we are using, but for giving the empty condition, we are using for two semicolons. So empty semicolon is it leads the infinity loop. So this is the actual syntax of the for loop. So after that conditions, we have the statements, and this is the flowchart for loop. So the for loop, the initial value of the for loop is performed only once, because after the initialization, the value of that particular variable is changed, because we are using the increment operation or decrement operation. Based on this process, the initial value is changed. So the initial value of the loop is performed only once. The condition is Boolean expression that test and compare the counter to fix the value after each iteration, and stopping the for loop when false is written. So as usual, when the condition is false, it will go out of the loop. And the incrementation, decrementation, or the counter by set the values. So based on the counters you are setting, no, the based on this value will be processed for incrementation or decrementation. So this is the example of for while. As usual, header file, main function, declaration part. See, this is the for loop. So for number equal to 1, this is called as initialization, a number greater than or equal to 10, which is called as syntax or sorry conditions, and after that number plus plus, this is called incrementation. So after the first line checking the condition, then only the printf line will be executed. So in this program, we are using only one printf statement. So as per the instruction, we are no need to give the braces here. But if you are putting braces in the single line, there is no wrong. Okay. So this is the corresponding output. Next, we will discuss about break and continue. Actually, the looping iterative statement is finished. So in the final jumping statement, we know, right? So in the control structure, we are dividing part is decision making, looping statement, and jumping statement. So decision making we covered in a previous video. So in this video, we are just finishing up to while, which is looping statement, iterative statement, while, do while, and for. We are discussed everything, each and everything with a definition, syntax, and corresponding example with. Okay. So now we are just seeing about the third one, the third one of control structure and control statement, which is nothing but jumping statement, which is have break and continue. Okay. So the break statement is used mainly in a switch statement. It is also useful for immediate stopping a loop. Okay. So if you want to stop looping process immediately, means you can use break statement. So this is the way we have to use break statement. So example is as usual header file, and the main function we have a declaration part, and after that while. So inside the while, I am just stopping the looping, means I can use break. So syntax is break, end with a semicolon. So if number is equal to 3 means break. So after that, it will print the number value. So this is the use of break statement. And next is a continue. So when you want to skip to next iteration but remain in the loop, you should use continue statement. So this is the example program for continue. So both break and continue, the syntax will be same. So for break, we have to use break keyword, end with a semicolon. And for using the continue, we have to use same keyword as a continue, end with a semicolon. Okay. So as usual, header file and that main function, and after that declaration part. So inside the while, we are using the continue. So when nb value is equal to 5 means it just skip the value, and after the skipping, it will print the value. Okay. So which is nothing but skip the next iteration but remains in the loop. It will not out of the loop. Break only do the process. Okay. When compiler meets the break, it will out of the loop. It will exit the loop. Okay. When a compiler meets the continue, it will skip the particular line, and after that it will remain in the loop. That is the only difference in a break and continue. So next is the go to. We are just go to, which is nothing but we are just passing the way. Okay. So let's see. For go to, we have to, this is the syntax. Go to is a keyword, and we have to give the label name. So label name, which is nothing but it's your wish. You can give any name. Okay. So as usual, header file, main function, and then declaration part. We are just getting the values from the user, and we are just giving table colon. This is a label. Okay. Label name is end with a colon. So table is a label name. You can use any name. So table is not a mandatory, which means it's not a compulsion. You can use any variable, sorry, any string. You can give your name to ABC colon. Okay. Any name. It's a user defined name. So table colon. But the syntax is you have to give any name end with a colon. So that's why it is considered as a label name. Okay. And after that, printing statement, and then incrementation, and then we have to have the if statement, and then go to. Okay, so go to, we have to give a label name. So go to keyword, and after that we have to give the label name with a end with a semicolon. So when it reaches the go to, it again go to the label where the label is called, it just go back to the again. So this is the example of the go to. So I hope you understand about control structure clearly, because we discussed about control structure, or we can call this as control statement. So control structure is completed because decision making is we are discussed in a previous video. In this video we are just covered iterative statement with the definitions, example and syntax, and we are focusing on the final one is jumping statement, which is nothing but break, continue and go to, with the corresponding example. I hope you understand the video. Thank you for watching.